Queenie giving emotional testimony in court today. The couple described a home invasion that happened back in 2019.
Yeah, the story made big headlines back then, and you may remember that's when the rapper ended up shooting the armed robber. Now, that man is set to be sentenced for his crime. Sherman Chow joins us from the courthouse with what's next in this case and some interesting stuff in the courtroom today, Sherman.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yeah, actually, court resumes tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. It has been a very emotional and tense day here in the 209th. Rapper Bun B, whose legal name is Bernard Freeman, and his wife Chevalier both testified about that 2019 attack at their Houston home. 25-year-old DeMonte Aileen Jackson has pled guilty to aggravated robbery and burglary with intent to commit another offense. Well, Jackson's parents testified on his behalf, saying that he has an IQ of 81 and mental health issues. The Freemans say that Jackson forced his way into their home, put a gun to Mrs. Freeman's head to rob them and steal their car. Bun B, who was upstairs, grabbed a gun, came downstairs, opened fire on Jackson, who by then was behind the wheel of a car in the family garage.
I like to shoot back at me, and I proceeded to unload my weapon. Well, I wasn't sure if I unloaded my weapon, and then he fell out of the car, he threw his gun down. I started fighting with him. My wife came through the garage door. She started screaming.
Tell.
Dad, you ain't gotta answer. No.
After that outburst, there was a brief recess and court resumed. Jackson's father said his son was a standout high school football player who, quote, had everything, including 2 cars and a moped, but not disciplined because he wanted to be a friend, not a father. Jackson was wounded in that shootout and then fled to a hospital where he was then later arrested. 2 more defense witnesses are scheduled to testify tomorrow morning, after which the judge will issue a sentence. We are live here in the Harris.
All right there. Bun B. So what happened was Bun B, y'all watched it. Somebody tried to slide up in his house with the thing, try to do some weird shit, trying to make off with something that he ain't paid for, nothing like that. You know what I mean? And Bun B defended his motherfucking defended his house and his wife, 100% his family. Give me your thoughts on that shit, big bro.
I mean, yeah, he was all in the right to do that. I mean, you know, shit, any man gonna feel like that, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, defend their family and things of that nature. The one thing, though, I didn't really think he had to go to sentencing and just laying on him, because I felt like when you go to sentencing, you get the crying and, you know, going over that shit, like, it's like you pulling on the heartstrings of the jury and the judge to damn that nigga, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Right.
But, I didn't really feel that was necessary. I mean, you did what you had to do. You already told the police what happened when they came there in the first place. That's why, you know, he didn't, you know, it wasn't no smoke behind it, you know, as far as he goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, but if he would have manned him down, you know, shit, it would have, you know, it would have been, that just would have been open and shut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
It's basically open and shut too, though, like you said already, because that footage is at the sentencing part of the case. So, like you said, the fucking the trial didn't happen. Brennan got convicted of you know what they said he did. You know what I mean? So, you think that with him and the wifey, whether they chose to come or not, Brett was gonna get he was gonna get a 40 McNuggets to sit down with.
If you think if I think that he was still gonna get a 40.
Yeah, if they came or not.
I think it added to it. He might have, you know, he could have still got the same shit, but, you know, I think it added to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, he laid it on him.
Your shit echoing, Bogey.
Oh shit, my bad.
It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, he laid it on him.
Yeah, I agree with you that he laid it on him for sure. But you know what I mean? You know, like how he was saying during his little statement on the stand about how, you know, his wife dealing with mental issues and shit like that, you know what I mean? And, you know, the nigga was trying to make sure that she don't have to worry about seeing bruh again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, my wife ain't making me do no extra shit like that though.
Yeah.
I don't need to do all that. It ain't necessary. The man already got convicted. The police already know what happened. We in the clear. Let's go take wifey home and go get her some therapy. I ain't about to sit on no stand and laying it on him, and you know, I ain't about to do all that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think that's trill, but you know.
I like that. I like that because it's the Bun B thing.
Facts.
Hey, okay, hold on. I did kind of miss the first part of the clip when I was trying to jump back in. So he ran up in his jump.
Yep.
Okay, so that was his place.
Yeah, I guess that was their main house, or you know, one of their houses in in another video that I seen, it was a gated community. It was a gated community that you had to slide up into that motherfucker. Everything, and
Yeah,
you know,
so he might have knew. So he knew him for sure.
Now that I don't know, bro.
Okay, because I would assume like, how do you get past the gate then, right? You either know a code, or you know somebody that can let you in, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're related to the situation somehow. You know what I mean?
But shit, the nigga Soldier Boy said though, well, when he does his famous, he said that he lived in a gated community and somehow they got up in that motherfucker.
He did it like Max Payne. He thought he went in slow motion. He was like, he was in the Matrix.
He was in the Matrix.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
you know this.
now
It sucks you're a target, right? When you have some kind of status and money, and like, here's the thing, man. You really got to be like Asian or something to have, or a D-boy to have stupid cash at the house. Because shout out to all my Asians out there, because they were the ones that used to like have security systems for it, because people want to rob them because they know they keep stuff at their house. Most people don't keep stuff at their house like that unless you're like going, you know, you're a rapper or somewhere they've seen visually that, oh, he has jewels and stuff. You know what I mean? And they think it's like the movies, they go in there, where's the safe? Man, most motherfuckers don't have their money like that, right? You better
Yeah, that was a dumb list.
Yeah.
You know, you do a home invasion to get a car. That's a dumb ass.
And he was going after the car too. And it's like, you're gonna get a car, you know, people, you immediately gotta paint that car or flip it or sell it to a buyer that knows, you know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, it's a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Can't do nothing with it, bro.
Now let me ask you something. You consider Bun B a street nigga?
I think I would consider him. I don't know him personally, and I would imagine in this day and age where he's at in his life, I would imagine he wakes up in the morning and drinks tea. Even like, I don't think he's pouring up lean. You know what I mean? I think he's far from the street nigga that he used to be. And I don't even know if his credibility was like that, because I don't know anybody from Houston to be like, yo, he was a real one. Like, I always felt like it was Pimp C and his credibility that kind of, you know, no one ever questioned Bun B. So to answer your question, I don't think he's with the shit like that these days. But it is Texas. You know, he got guns. You know what I mean? Like,
no facts. Everybody got them motherfuckers.
My thing is it okay that once a dude, you know, it's not a street nigga no more, is it okay for him to, you know, to tell on motherfuckers? Not to say that's what he did, you know, in particular. But,
I get what you're saying. You know, I mean, remember I told the story about there was a whorehouse next to my shit that was using my address. I couldn't come to bring myself to report that shit, but my lady's a full civilian, and she's like the police in my house, yelling at me like I did something. So I said, well, here's all the info I done gathered. Now you take care of that shit, because I had a whole operation going on and they was fucking with my shit. So I had to stop everything because I couldn't come up with a resolution. I'm not a civilian. I couldn't just pick up the phone call and make the phone call. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Yeah, no, 100%.
I couldn't do it.
If it's something where you're going to have to go to litigation and defend your fucking freedom, you know what I mean? You pay your lawyer. That's why you pay your lawyer your high price if you got, you know, caught up in some shit. And like,
you got to get on the stand if you pop someone in attempts to defend your life, or in a successful attempt to defend your life, you kill someone, you gotta report it, or else you can get charged with murder right out the gate. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
no, for sure. I don't.
that is not telling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem
Yeah.
what people was looking at was like, you know, you taking a stand when the nigga already convicted.
Right.
You know, this is
Yeah.
that sentencing. So the only thing you're gonna see from that is a nigga getting a fatter sentence. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
know?
you ain't lying. Yeah, you're still going down. Like, hey, for all you young brothers and sisters out there, and you getting involved in some shit, when you get to telling, you know what I mean? Don't think that you're immune. A lot of times you're just gonna go down for a portion of it. You know what I mean?
No, right.
So now, would you feel any different if he dropped an album now talking about street shit? You know, things you did back in the days and all that. Would you feel some
Yeah,
different about it
I
now?
couldn't help feel different. I'm just wired that way. But also when it comes to UGK specifically, I was a fan of UGK, but I was a real fan of Pimp C. Like Pimp C was that would be the one. Like if I found out he wasn't really pimping or something, he was a trick. That shit would break my heart. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and pimping is terrible. It's terrible, by on paper. That's horrible. But growing up, this is something like he was, and I'll say it now as a young kid, I was mad influenced by UGK and that type of music, period. And yes, I would look at it different, but I'm also grown now. And it's hard to even say now, like I strive to live a life as a civilian, but I still move and still have the mentality of the old days. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Bun B's case, I think that's the same situation as well. Is just that, you know what I mean? In this circumstance, the nigga, he felt like that the nigga had to go do what he had to do to protect his wife. And mental, with the mental issue about that, because she could be scarred for life from that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like how Cassie has been got to deal with the scars that she dealt with, you know what I mean? He making sure that she gonna be all right. And and Bun B, that been his wife for a long time. So you know what I mean? So
I heard a stupid argument one time. You ready for this? This was a crazy argument, but it resonated with me. It was an argument between rape is worse than murder. And I was like, when you get murdered, bro, you're dead. But then the motherfucker goes, well, when you get raped, bro, you gotta live with that shit. And I said, ooh. It's like they're both terrible, but I understood the argument. I still obviously.
yeah.
I think it's a sad choice to choose between the two, but I don't think anyone's saying murder. Like,
I mean, I just feel like Bun B has to stay in that lane now, though. Like,
yeah,
no,
I dig it.
You did what you did. Okay, your wife, because the courts ain't gonna fix her anguish. You getting on the stand talking about what happened ain't gonna fix her anguish either. The only thing that's gonna fix that is time and therapy. So at the end of the day, like, you have to stay in that lane now as a civilian. You know what I'm saying? If you come back out talking that fly shit, whoa there, buddy. Because you're sending mixed messages. You got to understand there's young people listening. You know what I mean? And, you sending mixed messages when you do that. So, you did what you did. Okay, whatever. But if you didn't feel like it was an issue, you wouldn't have tweeted out what you tweeted out. But you was like, I know y'all gonna talk about it. That. We gonna do that.
I mean,
you knew in your heart that shit sounded. You knew in your heart that shit kind of felt strange.
Yeah, I got a Bogard saying, bro, if you're trying to justify it, it's probably wrong.
Yeah.
And wrong is subjective, but if you're from that type of existence, right? You know what I mean? That's he's not moving in that way. So I totally understand what you're saying, but you can't dance on the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that. But I don't.
What do they feel about Troy Ave in Brooklyn?
He's a rat.
Yeah. I feel the same, bro. That's why he's doing the podcast shit, the rapping shit. I don't think
because you see, I already knew that he was going. That something was funny with how he was saying, because he was saying that his defense was going to be self-defense. And I'm like, well, there ain't no self-defense laws in New York when it comes to situations like that.
For real though.
You know what I mean?
He was telling.
We had to be telling.
Yeah.
Then he got up on the stand and pointed the man out. So I mean,
and he did an animated music video depicting him doing it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but you know what's so crazy? He had signed an agreement to see. The only reason why he told is because he got all right. The way the whole video looked when he got into it with Tax,
Yeah.
like you didn't see Tax's face